If you are a coach, consultant, or a service-based entrepreneur, you probably put enormous effort into getting visible. Podcasts, social media, webinars, strategy calls, sales calls, group programs, one-on-one work, you name it, you're doing it. And yet, the results don't always match the effort. You see competitors getting traction and you wonder, what are they doing differently? Why isn't mine landing the same way? And today I want to show you something most people are completely missing. My name is Tatiana Teppoeva. I'm a nonverbal intelligence and executive presence expert and a certified personality profiler. I spent 17 years at Microsoft and Boeing. I hold a PhD in economics and a master's degree in data science from Harvard. I also have US patent and AI systems. And what I help coaches and professionals close the gap between how they think they show up and how their prospects and clients actually see them. And today, I want to talk to you about the 50% of your messaging you are probably not addressing at all. Most coaches and consultants invest heavily in their written messaging, their website, their newsletter, their social posts, their positioning, and that's important. But here is what the research consistently shows. Roughly half of your total communication is nonverbal. Body language, voice, tone, energy, eye contact, microexpressions, digital presence. These signals are running in parallel to everything you say, always. And most people are not addressing this half at all. I call this the human signal layer. It is the emotional, behavioral, and nonverbal context that runs beneath every word you say and that your prospects and clients read before they fully process anything you have told them. It operates beneath conscious awareness non-stop, and it's what your clients are responding to when they decide whether to trust you, buy from you, and stay with you. The human signal layer has nine pillars. Body language and voice are just two of them. Most coaches know those two. Knowing all of them and considering are often where the real conversions problems live. Here is what happens in those moments. You think you presented yourself well. You chose your words carefully. You smiled. You showed up. But your nonverbal signals, your posture, your microexpressions, your vocal tone, your eye contact may have been transmitting something completely different, something you didn't intend, something your prospect or client picked up on without being able to even name it. It's well researched and documented that people translate their internal emotional state outward, subconsciously, through their nonverbal signals, unless they know specifically how to manage this. And even people who work in media, who are highly aware of human signals, still leak wrong signals when they're under stress. I want to give you a concrete example of what I mean, and this one is from public footage, so you can verify it yourself. I recently published a nonverbal breakdown on YouTube of the joint New York Times interview between Anna Wintour and Chloe Mao, Vogue's so-called leadership transition. In less than 5 minutes of footage, their posture, eye contact, head movement, and vocal shifts reveal the real power structure between them. And this is not a succession, it's a redistribution of power. And the nonverbal signals tell the whole story, even when words say otherwise. And those are 5 best minutes that New York Times editor cut from the whole interview to share with us. You can search my name on YouTube, Tatiana Teppoeva, and you will find it. Watch it after this session. It will change how you watch interviews, clients' calls, and your own recordings. If media people leaked those signals during 5 best minutes, just imagine how much you are sharing during your calls and meetings. Now, here is the key point. Your audience and your clients cannot break down your nonverbal signals the way I just described, but they are absolutely capable of sensing what you are projecting, subconsciously, automatically, in real time. Have you ever felt something was off about someone and couldn't explain why? Or felt an instant connection with someone without anything obvious to point to? That's your brain and nervous system reading signals. Some microexpressions last a fraction of a second. We physically cannot catch them consciously, but the brain registers them and sends a signal. That person seemed desperate. That person seemed confident. That person seemed warm. that person seemed closed. And your clients' brains are doing this with you. Every call, every video, every live session. And I will share with you 3 signal leaks examples coaches don't know they're transmitting. First one, voice and tone. When your voice gives away your authority. Here is the scenario most coaches recognize. You are on a sales call or a discovery call. You have outlined your program beautifully. The structure, the results, the investment. You know your material. But your voice rises at the end of the sentence, turning the statement into question. And almost without realizing it, you add, does that make sense? The prospect hears uncertainty. You were being collaborative and thorough, but the signal that landed was doubt. Rising inflection can be a rapport building habit. In casual conversation, it says, I want to make sure you are with me. But in high stakes enrollment conversations, it gives away your authority at exactly the moment you need to hold it. Your voice makes decisions before your words finish speaking. Make sure it's deciding in your favor. The shift you can make today: lower your vocal tone at the end of the conclusions. Replace does that make sense question with a pause. Let the silence hold the statement. A pause after a strong point signals confidence. A question after a strong point signals doubt. And for women specifically, we carry an additional layer here. We've been socialized to soften our assertions, to invite agreement, to make others comfortable before we make our point. These are not character flaws. They're deeply learned adaptations. But they become signals liabilities in high-stakes moments, and most women don't realize it's happening. The voice is the most immediate place this shows up. And on a sale call or enrollment conversation, these habits read as uncertainty to the prospect, not as warmth. Which means you are losing clients not because of your methodology, but because of the learned communication pattern that was never meant for a high-stakes selling environment. Signal leak number 2, emotional state leakage. What you feel is what they read. You've had this experience. You show up to record a podcast or get on a client call when you're anxious about your business, frustrated by a slow month, or simply exhausted. You tell yourself, I will push through, I will be professional, I will be fine. And you probably were fine in what you said. But here's what the research shows. Your internal emotional state transmits outward through your nonverbal signals subconsciously, unless you have specifically trained yourself to manage this. Your posture, your microexpressions, your vocal pace, your energy shift, and your listener's nervous system pick it up, not consciously, but as a felt sense like something is off. This person seems distracted. This person doesn't seem fully here. Desperation for clients is one of the most damaging signals a coach can transmit on a sales call, and it's almost never visible in words. It shows up in leaning too far forward or over-explaining, in feeling every silence, in the slight tension around the eyes, and prospects feel it as pressure, not as enthusiasm. You cannot fake the signals your body is sending, but you can learn to reset your internal state before high-stakes moments. But first, you need to know what you are sending out there, right? I use video recordings in my work with clients because microexpressions last fractions of a second and cannot be caught in real time, but they are very important in making impressions memorable. Now, signal leak number 3, authority presence. The gap between your internal confidence and what the room sees. This one is particularly relevant for experienced coaches who have genuine expertise and genuine confidence, but who still find themselves being underestimated, taken over, or not taken as seriously as they deserve. Here is a scenario. A coach walks into a discovery call or gets on a Zoom with a potential client. She knows her material. She has results. She has clarity, but there is a subtle slouch, excessive nodding, hands clasped low, filler words that soften every strong statement, and the prospect reads it as passive, maybe even submissive behavior. The coach thinks she was being warm and collaborative. The prospect left wondering if this person could actually lead them. Authority posture is quiet. It's an open torso, relaxed shoulders, visible hands. And on video especially, camera height, lighting, eye line, how you wear your glasses, and even type of lens you are using. These elements amplify or undermine your authority before you say a single word. And authority is not what you feel on the inside. It's what you are transmitting to the room. And transmission is a learnable, calibratable skill. So while you think you are doing your best and making a great impression, your prospects and clients may be seeing something different. Not because you are not good enough, not because your methodology is wrong, and not because you need more confidence, but because there is a gap between your internal authority and your external signal. And that gap is quietly costing you clients, conversions, and packages that don't get extended. This gap lives in what I call the human signal layer, the full set of nonverbal, behavioral, and presence signals that run beneath your words and what your clients are reading before they consciously decide whether to trust you. Most coaches are actively working on the verbal layer, their messaging, their positioning, their offers. Very few are working on the human signal layer, and that is where the real conversion work lives. Here's what I want you to understand. This is not a fixed trait. You are not permanently set at a certain signal level. This is a readable, learnable, calibratable skill set. The coaches who constantly convert, who hold authority in the room, who have clients extending and referring, they have learned to close this gap. Not perfectly, but intentionally. My work helps clients see exactly what they are doing well and what they should leverage more, and also where they are quietly undermining their own authority without even knowing it. And before we get to the resources I have for you today, I want to give you one exercise you can apply right now that will change how you see yourself on camera. Pull up any recent recording of yourself, maybe a podcast episode, a webinar replay, a sales call recording if you have it, and do this in three passes. First, watch it with no sound. Just watch your body, your face, your posture, your gestures, your energy. Notice what you see. Notice what impression you form of this person, like it's not you. Second, close your eyes and listen to only the audio. No visual, just your voice. The pace, the tone, the pauses, the fillers, the inflection at the end of sentences. Third, watch it again with both sound and video together. You will notice different things each time, and you will notice that your impressions of yourself shift. That's not an accident. That is your human signal layer becoming visible to you for the first time. That is awareness, and awareness is the first step toward improvement. And I have two free resources for you today. The first is my free guide for everyone, 5 high-stakes signals to master for real presence, authority, and trust. It covers the signals we touched on today and 2 more that most coaches don't know maybe working against them. The second is a mini training, 10 nonverbal skills that elevate your presence and authority. This goes beyond the 5 signals and gives you the foundation across pillars of the human signal layer. And remember, this is not a personality trait. It's a skill, and every skill is trainable. Thank you.